Hey everyone, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up tonight. We're going to have some fun and bring up a lot of good comments, questions. If you guys have questions in the comment sections, make sure you put them down below. We're going to have fun tonight. We have a match director from Blackwatch Precision Rimfire Club located in Florida. And you guys know him as Dick. You've seen him on the show before. And we'll get into some of the cool things behind the scenes. We're not going to talk about or name anybody, but it's kind of cool because when questions get brought up, discussions get impacted from both sides. So if the question is, what is X? This guy over here might have an answer, and this guy over on this side might have a completely different answer. And how do they come to the realization of what ends up becoming as far as maybe a rule? As far as maybe something within the series or maybe even a change for that matter. But what's kind of neat is they have the ability as match directors to talk in their own chat area, offline basically, and be able to communicate, help each other out with questions, comments, concerns. Hell, they can even argue if they want. But within those parameters, they're able to talk and communicate. And it makes it nice because it keeps all the rest of the shooters basically out of the mix. But a lot of good hot topics have come up, and there's a lot of good ideas from this side of the fence and the other side of the fence. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about some mulligans and the shooting series. So we'll get started. I want to invite Mr. Dick Hedges into the screen. So welcome, Dick, to the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Yeah, nice to see you again as well. And great match you had down there, a few weeks ago. It's fun to show up. The drive was sucked, but it was fun to show up and see everybody. But I think it's what's that?
I said you shot well, so
yeah, I did. I had a good day, which makes it nice. Which makes it enjoyable as well. So that is one of the trophies that was given out. And I was glad to have won that. So thank you for having a trophy. I know there's some places you go to a match and they, we've been to them and the winners will get a, $50 or something and kind of off they go, and I'm like, I've always had a huge, even if it was, something stupid, like a small trophy or whatever, it's always nice to, at least for people that want to win a trophy. But anyways, that's not what tonight's topic's about. But I appreciate you having trophies available to hand out at the match.
No problem. Next time you come down, I'll have one of those big Karate Kid trophies just for you.
Karate Kid trophies? Well, first I got to work hard
4 or 5 tier
and earn it. But hopefully you get old Travis Schmitter. I think he's my favorite trophy maker of all times. But anyways, tonight's topic. And obviously, this will be without calling anybody's names out or anything. This is just a way for you guys that don't have the ability to be a match director and get behind the scenes. And we'll dive into it a little bit, and we'll make sure that there's no names involved. But we're going to get what you guys think's options, maybe what your ideas or thoughts are on a certain topic, and that is going to be about mulligans. So now, just so you guys know, Dick is a new match director. I think he started last year, which is awesome. And I got to give huge kudos to every match director. They spend all their time, energy, and effort into making some type of amazing match that we can all just show up to, have a great time, and then leave, and all the targets got to be pulled down. All the scores got to be put in. There's a ton of work involved in making this happen for all of us that do have a chance to go to these matches. So kudos to all you match directors. And all you ROs out there as well, it's, you donate your weekend to helping us be able to shoot. So thank you. Let's get in here a little closer. All right. So how do we want to start this off, Dick, when it comes to the thing? We know that the topic is basically mulligans. There was a ruling, and the rule has already gone through, already been approved, and for this year of 2022.
Yeah, so there's no more mulligans allowed in PRS, both at club level or regional or national level matches. So Like you said, there's no match director, contrary to some people's beliefs. There's no match director doing this for a living. Nobody's making a 9 to 5 out of this and paying rent or bills. This is completely out of love of the sport. So whether you're on their side, on either side of this opinion, it's nobody's doing this with malice, right? Like everyone's here. Everyone does this because they love the sport. It's just the fact that we have a bunch of alpha males typically as match directors. So words do get hot and heavy, but for the most part, rules are here and we change them and vote on them. I'm new to this. I'm completely green as a match director. I kind of take the approach from my background in golf and other individual sports. And if you look at it, some of the parallels are the same. You have individuals trying to do their best on a course of fire or a golf course. The conditions change throughout the day. No one shooter or golfer is actually playing the same thing, right? The wind call is not the same when this guy's up and that guy's up. So there's many different variables in this. And that's kind of the approach I took. And I kind of go from a Puritan spot. And if I'm unsure, I read. I ask my shooters because honestly, that's what we are. We're a conduit of you shooters, of Rick, of Matt, of many of my shooters, Jeff, all these guys that come to these matches. I'll send out an email, I'll send out text. Hey, what's your opinion on this? How would you want me to vote? What do you think? How do you feel? Because at the end of the day, like I have to look at it. Does it benefit my kids? Does it benefit that both shoot? Does it benefit, the seniors, the pro level shooters, the novice shooters? If it hurts any one of those more than any of the others, then I have to look at it and go, well, would we want to hurt or penalize those shooters? So that's just some of my logic and how I approach some of these rules.
Yeah, and just being a shooter, I basically go with whatever it is. If it's available to you and you want to spend X amount of money, or if there is none, I don't care. I just want to shoot the match. Is there ever times where I wish I could have one? Yeah, that happens, But either way, honestly, I don't care. I just want to shoot basically. Is one better than the other? I don't think it matters. I think it can matter having a mulligan. If you have a shitty stage and you have the chance to shoot something, shooting 3-gun or anything where you could have the possibility of shooting something again, sometimes it'll bite you in the butt, but a lot of times, or sometimes it can help. But if you take all the shooting sports, 3-gun, all these team matches, I saw Ortiz out there. So Snipers Unknown matches.
Oh yeah.
All that different kind of stuff. You don't get a mulligan, and
I wish I had a mulligan on every stage at Snipers Unknown.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fight either way of one. I honestly don't care as long as the rules are the same. I know that the wind's gonna change throughout the day. And if you're in squad 4, you may get lucky in the morning on that stage if it happens to be maybe the long range stuff or whatever the case is, but you don't know where the long range stuff's going to be. So everything's fair. You just put your name in a squad and go shoot, go have fun. And, I don't know if it's me just not caring, but, just go have fun and deal with it. But I think that I don't really know of any sport. There isn't a sport really where you can actually really use them. Well, there's NRL supposedly still has mulligans, but
yes.
But like, any other real professional sport, I don't know of any other sport where you get a do-over.
I mean, I looked it up. Maybe some of your viewers may know better. I looked at everything from professional bowling, even fringe sports, right? So like professional darts, professional bowling. Then you go all the way into to your mainstream sports. There's no place where mulligans exist and that sport's taken seriously. So you kind of hit on the head. That was kind of my approach and my stance, right? Going into it unknown, I just went, look, if we're going to grow the sport, if we're going to be taken seriously as a sport, and we want people to actually validate and follow into this rules, the set of rules, right? Because you're only taking it serious as you take yourself, and your rules as a sport or an organization is kind of how you do that, in my opinion. When you do that, you have to look at it and go, okay, well, does this make us look like a joke, or does this make us look like a reputable thing, right? And then I also looked at it from, does this provide equality of outcome, or does this provide equality of opportunity? And it leaned more towards equality of outcome instead of equality of opportunity, because not every match director is running mulligans, right? So if you mandated that every match director had to give mulligans, then you'd have equality of opportunity.
I will say, going into this last season for Rimfire, there was different regions that did do mulligans where, we weren't getting in. We never had the option or to purchase a mulligan or any of that stuff. Will it have changed in the scores or not? It could have. You could have had one really crappy stage like I had at yours. It was stage 5. Yeah. I still have nightmares of that stage at 500, one single target, 500 yards, and I should have been able to hit, 7 of those out of 10 pretty darn easy, and I didn't hit one, couldn't even spot my hit. So, but I took it as, man, I lost the match, and I'll have to try to do better next time. But I got lucky and I was able to have enough points on the board. But yeah, I think it's kind of it's interesting that, you have so many people from the West Coast to the East Coast, and so many options, or not so much options, but thoughts, and them being match directors, they kind of have the ability to do whatever they want per se within the guidelines. But like you said, I think it would be most important to at least have whatever that side is doing be the same as here, or just make it straight across the board like it should be, and that'd be following the rules. So if they just got rid of them this year, Dick, then they did have them at one time, obviously, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were a match director wherever you were and you were running them, so be it. I think now that at least there's a general rule of, I guess the rule is there is none anymore. So there will be a change for this year, but as long as they keep it like that, I think as long as everything's fair, I don't care. If I'm shooting in the rain, the snow, the mud, so is everybody else. You know what I mean? As long as everything is the same, I don't mind I wouldn't complain at anything. Everybody's got to shoot in the same shitty weather or whatever the case is, as long as it's even across the board.
Now, some match directors out west, and so they had good points, right? Like, I would be remiss to say that there wasn't good points for mulligans, and for the most part, some of them immediately when they brought up, it was like, okay, so it's a money thing. All right, well, you can find a different way to earn money. I'm not going to get into your business and how to run your business.
You got raffles. You got all sorts.
You got all kinds of
methods.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
You can generate money for the ROs or for the club or.
Look, I don't think if you told your club, hey, look, match fees are going up $10 a person, right? Because that's usually what I guess mulligans went for, were $10 a shooter.
$25 is what I've seen.
Okay, so, but even 10, right? So whatever it is, I'm not going to get into that. For the most part, you could probably not lose too many shooters because they're already invested. They bought the equipment. They're getting into the sport. I don't think that's a big thing. For shooter development was one method, and the way he brought it up was he gets a lot of pro level shooters, right? Really high end shooters, and he'll pair them up with new guys.
Is this at a match or not during a match?
At a match. And then while they're shooting, that new shooter has a bad stage and the pro gives him some tips. He uses his mulligan. He gets better score. He sees immediate results. They're using that to try hook, new shooters. I just think there's different ways you can do that. We've tried some. Eduardo and I went back and forth. Do we do a development league with development matches, and then do we do a pro league where they actually get PRS points and all that stuff? It became hard because, all right, so if I'm doing a minor league, I may only have 5 shooters. It doesn't justify the time, effort, or money to run that match then. So it kind of kicks that out. So what we did is we just made, like, there's an assistant classification. You probably saw when you registered for my match. There's, hey, I'm assisted. Whether you're a junior or an adult, you can pick that. And I just delete your PRS number out of there so you don't get points. And if you try going and getting points, I'll just DQ you from the match, and then no points show up on the PRS website. So, and that's how I can protect the field and all the other shooters that didn't get assistance, right?
Yeah.
The PRS still gets their $3 per shooter, and we're good to go.
Talking about my fancy sweater.
Yeah.
My Huxtables. I don't know.
So there's just different methods. There's different ways. One that took me back really a lot was, and he's a really respected MD. I really respect him. I hope he offered for me to come out and help him at a match and learn some of the tricks he does as a match director. And I thank him for that. I'll probably take him up on it this summer. Every time you shoot beyond your 3 matches for the year, that's a mulligan, right? Like, it's your top 3 scores for the season. So technically, if you want to travel and shoot 50 matches this year to get your 3 100%, right? So you can assure that you get to a regional. Those are all mulligan matches afterwards. So what does it matter for mulligans? And if he would have made or articulated that in our form, I think I would have been on board with, hey, let's keep them at the club level and just not do them at regional or, national finales. Because there is a point there, right? Like,
so let me figure out what you're saying, though. You're saying after a person gets 300 points, which is 3 first place.
Yep.
Then every match afterwards is just practice.
It's just practice. But if you're not at 300, say you're at 275 and you need to get up to 300.
Yeah.
So you have a 90 in there and you have an 80 in there. You can shoot 50 more matches to get your other 2 100s. So aren't all those consecutive follow-up matches then mulligans, right? You're paying for a mulligan.
Well, you're paying for a chance to get another first place is what you're doing.
Yes, which in essence is a mulligan, right?
Or no, it's just called another match, Dick.
But he took me back on that, right? So I'll admit I was kind of hard set, no mulligans. But when you put it that way and you put the way the current scoring system is, then yes, but they're reshooting a whole match. It's a complete body of work, not just a redo of a section of body of work, right? So I get your side of it too. But that's kind of where we're going back and forth.
Yeah, but what are you saying when you're saying, when you were talking a minute ago, you said, well, just not during the regionals. What are you talking about? Points?
Well, regionals, there is no redo. You can't shoot another regional and still get in the finale, right? And it's double points. So if I go to a regional that's double points, I shouldn't get a mulligan, right? Like, there is no redo. A club level match, I can bomb it, right? I can shoot 28%, and it's okay. I can get rid of that score with another good match, right? I can't get rid of a regional.
That match, you could pretty much just show up and get a better,
Yeah, but I can't get rid of a regional. I can't go shoot. Oh shit, I did horrible at the Southeastern regional.
Buddy
So I'm gonna
D's
go shoot the Atlantic. You know what I mean?
Buddy D, a mulligan is basically you pay for, it could be anything. It could be this bullet right here, but this gives you the opportunity to redo a stage. So say you're on stage 5, you shoot really cruddy, and you're like,
yeah, you miss. You go 0 for 5.
You go 0 or you hit 1 target out of 10. You're like, okay, I'm going to use my mulligan. So then you basically give that to the RO, and then you right then, at least the places I've seen, you have to shoot it right after that.
Yeah, you buy your way out of Gapplebee's.
Yeah, you buy your way out of Gapplebee's. There you go. Thanks for bringing that up, by the way.
No problem.
Let's see. So that's to answer that question. Yeah, Talking Rock. This one was from the. They're making fun of my sweater. You know what? Staying warm.
Sweater.
It is an old man sweater. Well, guess what? An old man is wearing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to be showing that off.
Those are called wisdom lights, like highlights. They're called wisdom. Hey, at least they're still there. That's the most important part. All right. So, what are some of the thoughts within the organization when it comes to the match directors, offline kind of thing? Like, did you see a percentage that was a lot for one way and a little bit for the other? Was it kind of 50-50? Was it,
it was pretty heavy against. There was a few for. So actually the dichotomy of that was most your Western shooters, Central and Western our match directors were for mulligans for the most part. Most of your East Coast match directors were against mulligans. There's some dichotomy there. There's opinions that, like East Coast matches are easier than West Coast. West Coast is switchier wins, so they need mulligans. I don't think that's really valid because your score is a percentage of the winner's score. So whether Chris Simmons comes to the match and cleans it, gets 100, right? If I shoot 70% of what Chris Simmons hit, I get a 70. If I go out west and Chris Simmons shoots 60 and I shoot, 50 or less than that, 48, then I got 70% there too. It doesn't matter. I still get a 70. It doesn't matter how hard the course of fire is, right?
It's a percentage of the hit ratio. It doesn't.
Exactly. So
it's a non.
It's kind of a moot point. You have some areas in there where it gets a little muddy, but for the most part, East Coast is more limited by land, right? Land use. So
we have these things called trees too that block a lot of wind.
You have trees. Most matches on the East Coast are troop line matches, right? You don't have many field style matches here on the East Coast. We just don't have the land for it, right? So you have one wind call for the day. So therefore, that's really, in my mind, is what separates East and West. You go to more West Coast matches. More West Coast matches or more field style matches. You go to Colorado's and stuff, you can have a 360-degree, course of fire and layout and have 10 different wind calls.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I'm still a percentage of what the winner got.
X amount of people on the same field, and that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Now, you will see the disparity when it comes to a regional and a national, right? Like the people that are used to shooting in those conditions will usually rise to the top, and those people that aren't used to shooting those conditions will fall to the wayside. Both going in both directions. I think the West Coast field style match people find it a little easier to shoot a troop line match. There's kind of evidence of that. But I mean, the fact that an East Coast guy came over and won nationals, and Chris Simmons shooting a field style match. Well, if the East Coast is easier, then we would have had a different winner, right?
I don't think it matters. I mean,
I don't think so either. I think that's how you
regionals,
prove that it's a moot point. You know, it's a moot point. There's no.
It's the skill of the shooter and the training and the time and energy they put into practicing and how long they've been shooting and all sorts of stuff. I was thoroughly impressed with Texas. I can't remember the gentleman's name that was the match director. Great guy, ran a great match. What's his name?
Prentice Winks.
Prentice Winks, yeah.
Great guy.
And it was a lot of fun. One day we were shooting. It was 20 stages. You know, the first day was 10, and then the second day was 10, but it was in a different direction. So it was very tough and difficult, and reading wind was tough, just like it would be anywhere, you know. So, I mean, it's go to the match, do your best, and see where you finish, basically.
Yep. No, you know what? At the end of the day, like I said, every match director is looking out for what they think's best for their club and their shooters. And, you know, and like I said, nobody's making a living off of running matches. So they're not doing it like most people will say, oh, they're doing it just for the monetary end. Well, maybe that's what they need because they're trying to get a mover. They're trying to get different targetry. They're trying to build different barricades. So they're trying to find a way to generate extra revenue to get those things. Maybe they have some really good ROs. I had an outstanding RO all year. Never shot a single match. Drove over 2 hours every match to come RO. Great guy.
And that happens everywhere. There's people that are willing to help out.
So I'd be morally remiss not to acknowledge him in some way. All I could do this year was give him a trophy and some gift certificates for some equipment he wanted to buy to be a better RO. I was like, you know what? The club will pick that up. But that's all I could do. Some of these match directors have 10 of those guys. And I can see that then. Like, how do I generate revenue so I can at least thank them? Maybe it's not cash each match. Maybe I can find a way to give them something, do a top RO trophy, get them gift cards to lunch, find something to do for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I get the struggle. And
well, even
as
a match director, being able to buy supplies, you know, stuff breaks, stuff, you know, new targets come out or whatever the case is, or like you said, you want to pick up a mover and, you know, try to help barricades. Hell, all that shit costs money, you know. And
oh yeah, it's finding white spray paint right now is the struggle is real. I can tell you that.
What's difficult is finding bullets in a 6mm. That's a trouble.
That struggle is real too. If you needed some Ely, I got 4 cases over there.
You got 4 cases of Ely? Yeah, I got 3 cases upstairs. I'm good with Ely.
But I mean, so everyone has their reasons. And none of those reasons should be invalidated, right? Whether they were trying to achieve that with mulligans, whether they're trying to do that with a raffle. My struggle and our reason we have a burden that we have to make up for down here is I will never charge a junior to shoot.
Which is amazing.
And if I can afford to, I will buy the ammo for their gun. Like, I want to make there as little excuses for kids not to come out or to come out and shoot as humanly possible. And that's my motive down here. So if I have to come out of pocket or do anything, that's how we do it.
Just so you guys know, Gamaliel Ortiz, he's a match director for Snipers Unknown. And like he's saying, yeah, that's the hat right there. I got some of my stuff around here somewhere.
He's an outstanding match director. I'm still amazed at how well that match was run.
But the goal is to break even. Now, you know, and the goal should be to make some money, honestly, to be able to have money set aside for the next match, be able to find different stuff like targets and what we talked about earlier. But yeah, I think like side stages. There was one actually. Remember, we shot that side stage, and the money went to.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it went to. It went to somebody that something bad had happened, but it was cool. All that money went to them, and so those side stages. And sometimes you could do the raffles, like you said, and there's probably a ton of different other ways to generate some type of side money. Maybe even make the match $10 more or something. And but I think a lot of people have to fight with not having enough people to show up.
Yes.
As a match director, when you only say you're in a little small town and you only get the same 5 people to show up every week, or however many times you're running the match, that probably is difficult.
That's where like you really put in the extra effort, and it really doesn't cost money. It costs time. I found the dividends earned in putting ice towels in all the coolers, so people can cool off. It gets kind of hot down here. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh yeah, that was actually amazing. Yeah, it's like going to I don't know, what are those things called, spas or whatever.
Yeah,
I actually cool off a little bit. Florida heat.
Do little things like that. Offer lunch. I know when I drive 2-3 hours to a match down here, and I get done with the match and I have to hit a McDonald's, I'm not really happy. Like, if you have something, snacks, something, it's just all the little things. Like if you can take care of the little stuff, have a well-written course or COF, put it out there, make sure everyone's having fun. Number 2, you tend to start drawing more shooters.
And I like what I've seen out here is, like the Machete Yeti in the background, Ben Blevins, they run a nice one, and it's probably 4 or 5 hours away. Well, they come shoot Chris's matches, and we go over there to help support them as well, and to see match directors maybe telling the, say there is only 5 people, hey, how about we get rid of this match? We all go promote those guys, help them out, and then maybe in return they'll come over here. So we'll have, instead of say, I don't know, 5 or 6 shooters, maybe we'll end up with 15. And it's nice watching 15 shooters. You can get more ideas of how they're, utilizing the barricades or utilizing bags or whatever. And, the community grows as a whole, and they help each other out. And I really like that. And I know you were talking with a local range down the way. I don't know how far away it is, and you guys were thinking about doing something like that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're still working that out, but we may be, we haven't officially dropped it yet, but we may be changing our schedule and doing some kind of inter-club thing. We still have to work out the points and all the finer details, and whether that becomes agreeable or not, we don't know yet. So I'm not promising anything. I'm not saying it's going to go either way.
Yeah, Richard Bennett says, I think more shooters need to be about the sport in order to keep it viable, and less about being on the top of the scoreboard. If we can't support the matches, there is no match and no scoreboard. Yeah, well said. Well said.
And that's where, as the match directors, if we're not listening to the shooters, if we're not giving you guys what you want and what you're looking for, and we're kind of trying to dictate it to you, we're not long for this world. I'm only as viable as people show up to my matches, and the shooters will find an alternative. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what's tough, is a lot of people don't want to drive 5 hours. They want to help support and stuff like that. Kind of like I'm almost being the opposite of what I just said, but stick with me for a second. It's tough for me to go, hey, I'm going to go drive 5.5 hours to a match, but there's only 5 shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm basically going to spend 10 hours of driving today to go shoot. I don't know. I think it'd be a lot better if people were promoting each other, and they are. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure some of them are. But yeah, that makes it tough for some people, because unless it's really close, it's like, I'm not going to drive 10 hours.
Outside of outside of you and Ray and different guys, I mean, 90% of my support, my learning, how I run a match, things I do at matches, I've picked up from talking to Chris Simmons, who's reached out to me before he even came down here, and we had that whole agreement, you know, of him teaching. Chris Becks helped me out quite a bit along the way. I mean, Prentice has reached out to me and offered to help. When I asked them, how do I speed up matches during summer? You know, it's getting too hot. Guys are getting worn out. Great guy, man. All these people, all these match directors, whether they're in your region, again, outside your region, for the most part, all never fail to help you. So I can't complain. Like, there is no real club animosity, no pitting against each other, really.
See, and that, I think if you're going, say you're at that club that has the 5 shooters, I keep going back to this, but it's just an analogy. Say you're the guy that's getting first place every time, all right? You got your 300 points. In the back of that person's head, they're going, I'm not shooting against probably, I want to test myself, and I want to go shoot against the next whatever, you know, and that was kind of the whole reason why I wanted to go through the entire series, go to the finale in Texas. And then you can't really think of it as, okay, I'm going to see, like, I think I got a 45th or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember. I can't say that I'm the 45th best shooter because Ray didn't show up. Matt didn't show up. You know, like, these are guys that I've been trying to beat for years. But I was able to say, okay, well, I did decent. I did a hair above mid-pack. So that's where I feel I am as a shooter. Now I know what I need to work on for next year. But it gives you an idea. But like when you're getting first place every time, but you are shooting, maybe you're not shooting against the best of the best, obviously. Unfortunately, I got to shoot every time I shoot a match. It seems like I'm shooting against the best of the best a lot of times. So I'm like, okay, there's Spurs, second, third, probably fourth or fifth, one of those guys. Okay, maybe I can pull off a top 10 if I'm lucky.
You know, mindset's a big part of it, but you also got to look at it in this. Like, it's not the same to shoot your home match as it is to travel and shoot.
Oh, you learned that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. No, I got humbled big time, but I kind of expected that because I knew that from when I shot as a junior. Like, I would kill it at our home thing, and I would bomb it every time we traveled. I'm not a good traveling shooter. I want to get better. I'm trying that this year, you know. I'm going to shoot the Pro Series. I'm going to shoot a bunch and just see where I fall out. But it's so, with that being said, it's in my disinterest and in the disinterest of my shooters, I feel, and this is me making an assumption on their behalf, if I weed out or choke out another fellow match director, right? It benefits me to have other matches going on around me. So the shooters that attend my club and maybe like shooting my matches a little bit more also travel and go and shoot different clubs, different match directors, see different things, shoot places they're uncomfortable with, they're unfamiliar with. It just grows them as a shooter, and it makes them better suited for when they leave and go to Texas to Apprentice Winks, you know, and get their butts handed to them.
Yeah, like I'll say when we went to Texas, there was some amazing different style barricades I've never seen before. You know, there's always tank traps and always tires and always this kind of stuff. And then, you know, there's this one big wood room you're in, and there's these little slots in different angles, and you're shooting basically sideways, trying to get your rifle in there to get the scope on the target. So that's something you just don't train for. You know what I mean? Yeah. So being able to at least know going into it, like, hey, there's some funky, cool stuff that it's kind of neat to see what people are getting a chance to shoot at. You know, I know like Chris he has that stupid ass tire that everybody hates, which is a floating tire with it might have 4 on it now, 4 chains on it. Yeah. And it's like just the right height where you can't really do anything with it. It's basically just a sucky ass, awesome,
I think that was my best stage, that match.
Oh, I hate that one, which is cool. I'm sure I'll see it many times again, but you know what I mean?
That-
So people would go there and go, holy shit, people shoot off of this, you know?
Or hiding your real target behind the spinner.
Yeah. Or, well, that was the one match because you can't run a spinner, but that was the, what the hell's that called? Not the Terminator.
Positional punter.
Positional Punisher, but but like the precision rifle series in Texas, those were probably the most stable platforms of barricades I've ever seen. Like those things, man, they were nothing like I've ever seen. They were built well. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
you weren't, worrying about that little wobbly thing.
I think too, and it was something that was brought up, match director. I'm kind of going to jaunt off a little bit, but it was something well said, right? There's nothing other than being in a position where you're a range safety officer certified, and you probably want to be like some kind of certified firearms trainer or instructor, something where you can get cheaper insurance. There is no real bar to entry to be a match director, right? Like you could decide tomorrow you want to be a match director, and if you can figure out insurance and all those logistical things, you could run matches.
I
And
thought you had to run the series.
No, kudos to you. So they kind of got rid of that kind of stuff. So kudos to you. You can run matches, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to run good matches, right? That your course fires are going to be well.
You're going to learn every time, I'm sure.
Yes, but so some of that is, and then how do you deal with things like this? Like, where's your opinion on how you overcome like a rules change like mulligans if you're so dug in and you don't really see it, right?
That's awesome.
CZ fanboys.
Yeah.
No, so when you're running things like that, maybe there should be a program to be a match director. Some of the senior match directors do, but then I also see people that have only dealt with this type of shooting, so they can't really think outside the box. Like you can see that they have very linear thought patterns, right? Especially when it comes to problem solving. I think in a way it kind of helps me. I could be wrong. It could be an arrogant thought of mine, but I think that years of doing USPSA, 3-position, biathlon, all the different disciplines that I've shot at and competed at. I've never competed really at a high level in any of them though. But you kind of see how other shooting disciplines handle those kind of rules or those kind of thought processes in dealing with rules, right? So it makes you more nimble when you're dealing with something like a rules change, like mulligans, or how I'm going to raise money or how I'm going to run things. And that's not to degrade any match directors out there, because we have a lot of great ones that have great minds and run outstanding matches. But I do think we do have some very linear thought processes.
Hold on, I'm reading some things here.
Probably have 20 viewers.
Richard Bennett, awesome, man. Congratulations and good luck on this year's season. Let's give them an update of what's going on. So you, myself, we basically signed up for the series.
Yes.
The pro series, they call it. So basically the 2-day matches, all the regional matches, and then rimfire matches as well.
Yeah, full load.
Yeah, so we got a couple matches that we're going to attend, signed up for anyways, and should attend if we can find bullets.
Bullets.
But we'll see what happens. It'll be fun. And I don't think he's out here, but if he watches it later, he'll probably laugh.
I need Zach to get that rail done. I'm not pressuring him though. I want good work.
I'm looking forward to shooting some center fire and having some fun. And it should be enjoyable for sure. So, old Skittles made by DP Gunworks. They're in Arizona, Desert Precision Gunworks. Actually, he was out there earlier. Kenny I Shooting. Great rifle builder. Go check out his.
Yeah, my rimfire rig this year is a DP Gunworks. My center fire though is going to be a Knight's Armament.
Nice.
So
yeah, that worked
we're running
well.
gas gun.
Sniper's unknown, so
I'll have a can though, hopefully. So
thank God. It don't matter now. The team shooting without a suppressor is just. There was many times that I wanted to turn 90 degrees and fire that trigger off. It's like, dang it, it's loud. No, so big kudos to Desert Precision Gunworks. I'm shooting their his Zermatt Arms Rim-X, and it's been a hammer. So loving that thing.
My Rim-X is killing it. I'm going to get doped this weekend though.
So far, I've done well with that rifle. I've gotten a 3rd place, an 8th place, and then
Gappleby 2nd place.
I got a Gappleby 2nd place, but I also on the my worst one was the series finale, and I got 45th or whatever it was. But it's done really, really well.
No magazine issues?
I've had one time where I short stroked. There was 2 times I think where I've short stroked it within, hell, I don't know. It's been 1,000s round.
That's how you get that pepperoni disease.
Pepperoni.
So,
as a director, as soon as you quit learning, then you're doing it from the wrong reasons. Yeah. Well, and I like what you had said too, Dick. Is if you finally decide, hey, I'm going to jump into this match director, I'm going to go ahead and run a series or whatever the case is, you already know right off the top it's going to be a pain in your ass. Like there's going to be a lot of extra hours put into this and thought process and emails and all that stuff, right? But then you got the whole like, all right, who can I talk to thing to bounce stuff off of? Like I know you used to call Chris a lot, myself, Ray, Matt, and just kind of bounce off some ideas of courses of fire. I remember going to different matches and kind of sending you stuff so you could kind of utilize that as some ways of maybe you tweak it obviously, but so
it's more getting the wording right. Like how do you get the wording of the COF so it's very difficult to argue it, right?
Arguing about it, yeah.
That's where I really needed help. Target size, things like that, creative wise, I felt like I had a decent grasp on setting up a COF. It was writing down what I wanted them to do. That was the hard part, right?
I can't do that on here, Abigail, but I will try to get rid of these knuckle nuts. Let's see.
What happened?
You got the trolls. All right, we're back in action. Google employs that again. Okay, sorry. Shiny object. I was trying to fix some comments out there. Oh, we got Eduardo out there right now.
There you go. That's my man. I'm the numbers guy. That guy, we wouldn't have had any sponsors without him. That's probably the greatest partner in match directing I've ever could have picked.
He was working his tail off.
He worked his butt off. He did the physical labor finally at the last match. Well, no, we started the season together, setting up and ended together. But he did so much behind the scenes. I can't thank him enough.
Nice. We got Mr. Kreideman out there. All right, let me run through here real quick. Say hi to at least the lower half that's still here. Let's see. Not that they're not. The other ones aren't here, but we got Eagle Eye Shooting. Abigail's out there. 6 Rudders. Camille Ortiz. Drew Bradley. 6 Rudders. I said Richard W. Bennett. SoFlo Impacts out there. South Florida Impact. We got Doug out there. We got my son calling me. Let's see here. Idaho Rogers, Pursuit of Accuracy, and Talking Rock, Ace in the
Going on,
hole.
Josh.
Ryan Rafferty. Yep, Josh. Ido Rogers. Joe M's out there. Six Creeder. And Eric. And Doug Dishler for now. I didn't scroll all the way
Six
up.
Creeder ever get his rifle? He won the raffle, right? One of the raffles?
For what?
Didn't he get the either your
Oh, he won. Yeah, he won a rifle.
I can't remember which one. It was either
I
the
can't either as
Ruger.
well.
It was either the Ruger, the
Oh, I
Voodoo,
think it was the
or
Ruger
the
because I think Joaquin Jack Nava won the Voodoo.
and then
I
who
might
won
blue.
the
I might do blue.
Zermatt?
What?
Who won the Zermatt one?
Zermatt won. Oh,
Yeah.
Six Rudders. Six Rudders run the certificate.
That's right. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully he's working on one. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't remember who won that Ruger. I might be doing blue tickets again for those of you guys that know what blue tickets are.
Ooh, how do I get one?
A 360. So if you guys know what that means.
Yeah.
Because I just don't need it. Huh?
What do I got to do? I know how to fix the magazine.
No, I ain't going to say how to do it yet. I got to figure out the best way to do this without not getting in trouble. So
that and well, then I can't ask the question. So it's tickets. It's tickets, so it doesn't matter. I'm buying all of them.
You can't buy all the tickets. You could buy all the tickets, but you wouldn't want to buy all the tickets.
No.
Anyways, that'll be a different thing.
Any questions out there?
Road 74 out there. Let's see if we got any questions out here. If you guys got questions, definitely put them down below. I think unless we continue on with the
is Matt P out there? I know he has some questions.
I know Matt P's got some questions. He's gonna watch this tomorrow while he's on the tractor. But I'm still trying to get all my financial. Oh, Six Rudders trying to get get it figured out, Six Rudders, and then just know that you got to do it before that date that's on there. And if it starts getting close and you can't pull it off, let somebody tell me or somebody. We'll get rid of it. Headspace off that ammo, point of accuracy. Pursuit of accuracy. Oh, how we going, Josh? Let's see. All right, so I'm going to put this up. So the gap grind. You want to talk a little bit about this gap grind stuff?
Let's get into it.
You want to get into it?
Let's get ourselves in trouble here.
Let's see. Guess I should modify my handle, but I've always used Richard Cranium. Let's see. So, do you know Richard?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't see the comments.
How many people does it take to put on a match? That's a good question by Jerry. So, how many people does it take to put on your match? Because you would know for your match.
Okay, so it's myself, Eduardo. Then I couldn't do it without my wife helping. She does like all the registration, everything, checking guys in because we're usually tweaking the stages up until it starts. Then all the shooters. I mean, I have a bunch of good shooters, everyone from Big Country to a few others out there that stay behind and help pull targets because we have to have the range put back together before the next day. So,
you got to tear it all down that day.
All down that day. So, I mean, we can do it. The first few we did, it was just the three of us, and it was completely very labor intensive. But since some of the shooters stayed on board and have helped pick up and everything, it's really an all hands on deck, but it goes pretty good. We have an awesome range. Martil usually cooks lunch. So
that was amazing. That was an amazing lunch.
so you can count her in. So that would make 4 people. But it takes them all, and we get plenty. Unfortunately, setting up, I don't let anybody. If you're shooting the match, you're not allowed to help me set up, because that's how I keep it fair.
Oh
Nobody
yeah, he
that's
ain't
getting
lying
points.
either. He's like, don't even look over there. I'm
So
like, geez.
it is completely. I have to try keeping it fair for everyone, and that's my number one goal. How do I protect the field? Make it fair to everyone that's getting points. So realistically, set up, writing the COF, all that kind of stuff falls on a few. I can't. You know what? I did miss out on some people. So I have some families that help out. I have Lee and his wife. They fill coolers with ice. They get us waters. They get all kinds of stuff like that set up. I have people that help fold the little ice towels. So realistically, probably 6 to 8 people to run a match.
Have you had a match since the last time we talked?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Our
So a
next
lot of
one's
you guys,
January 15th.
okay. A lot of you guys may or may not know, or there may not be the availability of this, but we would get people that come into the fire station and they would ask for ice. So if you're in charge of, ice chests or whatever, if you're an RO and you can delegate it to somebody, a lot of times the fire stations will donate, some ice. Usually we have the big cooler, the big machines, because we got a lot of ice chests to fill on all the equipment. And hell, that stuff fills up by the end of the night, so it's not really a big impact to the fire department at all. And usually, them being super awesome, well, at least we were. No, it was always, nice. Yeah, sure, we'll give you some ice or whatever the case is. So there's one way of saving, maybe $40 in ice. If you got
it's big.
you got 10 stages and 5 coolers, and it costs money to fill those up. So just
and our fire department said they were on board with helping us. They donated.
There you go. See, I saved you $40. What a man.
There you go. I might get you a discount on a match fee.
No, but a lot of things too, guys, that you don't know, and he talked about it for a second, and we've talked about it in the past, but having the juniors, if you have the ability to come up with different ways of getting money, but letting the shooters shoot free, maybe half the price, whatever you can do for a family. Some people have plenty of money and they don't mind putting the full, fitting the full bill. But there is people out there that are like, man, I can't take my kid to the match because, one, I can't spend the money on this. Well, Dick's had a lot of people donate stuff to, as far as loaner rifles. So that's something you guys can maybe, if that's an option, and pay for the ammo kind of thing. And then, have them pay for the ammo kind of thing. But yeah, there's ways to get new shooters in there. And the one thing I was going to say, though, as well, is those kids that don't pay for the thing, I really think they need to tear down all the stuff. Or I know your guys are doing stuff. I'm just saying, like, have them work that off in a way where, it may be an hour after the match or whatever, but tear down targets and stuff like that.
No, and so and maybe it's a good way to put it out there. We started not for profit to pay for junior match fees in the state of Florida. Their ammo targets are not targets, trophies for juniors, and we're going to start 3 clubs, local clubs for like junior shooter clubs. So we're currently working on that. We have the not-for-profit set up, and we're almost done with our funding page. We're going to raffle off some stuff. So hopefully that'll be a way to keep this growing and keep junior shooting free.
Big Country says, are you going to add pistol to one of your outlaw matches this year?
Yes. That is in the works. I have a local gun shop that has 3 different models of 22 pistols from the Glock 44. You'll have to forgive me. I can't remember the SIG one. And there's an HK, I believe. So we're going to run those. So we're going to do like a ruck out match as an outlaw match this year.
So similar to the match we did, but with 22s.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Gamma Mule or Mr. Ortiz was he's thinking about doing something similar, and he hit me up the other day and we were talking about it for a little bit, but I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool because first off, it's like we're doing this already with Centerfire, and why the heck not? It'd be fun. So,
Chamomile, you need any help? Let me know. I donate my time.
let's see. I know nothing. Just a dummy sharing the journey. Let's see. If y'all shoot bikini calendars, gonna shoot Eric. If y'all start bikini, giving up shooting. Oh, same here. He says, Ortiz says, Ortizzle. Let's see what else. All right, I kind of want to get into this because I want to get your guys' thoughts and kind of just see where you're at in this. So the rules for PRS, when you sign up, you're basically, and I may jack the wording up. Remember, I'm a new PRS shooter, so the verbiage I might be a little bit wrong on, but you sign up, you're basically uncategorized.
Unclassified.
Unclassified. Thank you. See, I told you. And then you'll shoot a season's worth, I would assume. And then at the end, when you get your scores and how well you do and all that other BS, that'll help to categorize you for the next year, correct? Or
That's
something
correct.
similar to that. So there's a really amazing match that I've heard of. I heard a lot about this match. Never shot this match, but this is called the gap grind. And what it is I'm going to go like this. And precision rifle training, this is last year's. There's really not much verbiage on it as of yet. Let me see if I can zoom it in. The whole screen's going, so I don't know if that's actually zooming in. It's not, huh? Well, anyways, the rules are, and I can, it's kind of like you would hear with the mulligan thing. You got people for it, against it. I just want to shoot the damn thing, but I would like to get some clarification. Now, with clarification, there is guidelines, right? There's rules, basically. And it says, guidelines, consider yourself a professional shooter if any of these things apply to you. And if you guys are commenting, right now I can't see them because the way that I have the screen zoomed in. So if your average 2-day match scores exceed 50 PRS points. Number 2, if your average 1-day club score exceeds 75 PRS points. If you have completed in a rimfire, national, or regional finale and scores exceed 70 PRS points. If you have scored higher than 80% PRS points in the past gap grind pro-am as an amateur. Now, so one thing I didn't say is this is a pro-am. So you basically match yourself up with a professional or amateur, depending on what you are. And then from there, you team up, and then you have a team score, and then you also have your individual score. If you have a jersey, sponsors, seasoned shooter in another discipline, etc., you are a pro. And then in quotations says, get with us for exceptions, junior under 18 years old, senior shooters, etc. And it says, please use your most recent 3 match scores to calculate your average. The intent of this unique match is to help a new or struggling shooter. Please send the match directors, would be George Gardner, blah, 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 Shannon Kay, an email if you are unsure which level to compete in. Match directors reserve the right and will class up shooters across the pro/am categories based on match performance, post sign-in, during the match, and so on. So you have, let me get back here somehow. How the hell do I get back here? Stop sharing. Zoom back out. You have people that may be amazing in 3-gun. right? Maybe they're pro level shooters. They're going to shoot that match as a pro, and it may be their first match. I know, like a buddy of mine, I'll just say a buddy of mine does really well in different styles of shooting, except he's never shot this style match with even this type of match. So unfortunately, is it fair that he has to shoot as a pro? Either way, honestly, I don't give two craps. Just let me shoot the damn match. That's all. I want to make sure that I can shoot the match. But yeah, it's very difficult for someone that's never shot PRS, because I will tell you, my match that I shot, first match was in Utah. There was the Precision Rifle Challenge. It was an AG Cup, so the targets were even smaller. I had targets at distances my rifle has never even shot to when at the time that I had shot the match. So it's extremely difficult. So I guess you can live and learn kind of deal. But yeah, it's just on one end of it, I understand where that certain individual's like, there in no way am I a pro at this style shooting. Just because I did well at 3-gun doesn't mean I know anything about this. And then on the other end is go have fun. Who gives a crap? So what are your thoughts?
You know, I feel the same. I feel like, man, you can have some really good pistol shooters that want to try this out, and they may be willing to come, drive to Tennessee and shoot this match, shoot a 2-day match. Am I going to get some new guy that's never shot, like my buddy Ben down the street, and go, hey, your first match or your second match is going to be, you're going to go to Tennessee with me and shoot the gap grind? Like, you're going to get them to travel. And most people, and I found this just from my own development programs here, is I will have open practices on Saturday for PRS rimfire, and I'll have a super high attendance at the practices, and then only maybe half, or not even a half, a quarter of those people ever make it to a match, right? Their pride, they don't want to embarrass themselves, so they never actually show up. So how are you going to get them there? And I know the intent behind this, or what I was told was they kind of got fed up of people coming in saying they were an amateur and then out shooting 80% of the people classified pro. And
that happens. That definitely happens. And Joe M was talking about trophy hunters. There's definitely those people. The problem is if you have people with, their moral compass is not set right. Yes. Or, there's a lot of things involved, but like, I see the point for someone like Joe M saying, because I believe I should sign up as a pro. I'm not a pro and I suck at it, and this will be my second PRS match. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I just want to shoot the damn match.
Well, you are sponsored by Vortex, right?
I am for YouTube, if you can even call it that. They've been super nice, extremely nice, and have donated quite a bit of stuff to the channel, which most of you guys have probably seen before. But like on my category of PRS, I don't say I'm a sponsored shooter.
No, and that's but even if you're sponsored, right? You're sponsored. Like, technically, I would be
like, I believe sponsored. I have to, because I did the PRS nationals and regionals in rimfire. Yeah. And like, I don't mind saying, okay. I don't mind whatever the rules are the rules, but I think what they should have done is worded stuff differently. Like, this is probably going to spark quite a conversation, but how can you be a pro in something that you've never done before? I don't care if you're Jerry Mitchlick, the guy's amazing. And now all of a sudden, I don't know how he is in long range, but I'm just saying, like, he is freaking badass in that style shooting. And now you're going to put this guy that is a pro, like an amazing shooter, and then all of a sudden, okay, you're a pro here kind of thing. He probably wouldn't care anyways, but like now you go back to a person that he's not a sponsor. He's never shot. ever a PRS centerfire match before. He has shot some 22 stuff, but he like never went to regionals. He never did the nationals. Like, I don't know. But anyways, I think
the way it was explained to me, even if you're an A-class USPSA pistol shooter, you're a pro.
Yeah, that's what it blows my mind.
So I shoot Steel Challenge and I make it to be an A-class shooter. That's quite an accomplishment.
Heck yeah.
However, does that translate to shooting a bolt gun and positional long range shooting? I don't think so. I don't know how they have an advantage over, you know what I mean? I mean, if the spirit's to grow the sport, bring people from other disciplines as well. I mean, treat them. I mean, they're novice. You're not going to go. I don't give a crap how good of a sniper or PRS shooter you are. To think that you're going to go straight over to like Steel Challenge, a USPSA match, and shoot at the level of like an A-class shooter, you're high. It's impossible. I'm not going to. Actually, it's not impossible, but it's very, very, very unlikely, right?
Well, and if you had, say, even just 5 matches under your belt or some number, right? You have the concept of what
you're getting into.
A match idea is. You know what I mean? You have targets at X amount. There they are way out there. And you have 90 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever, depending on where you're going, I guess. Then it makes more sense. But if you, you know what? That's why they have the word train wreck, right? So you can, because that's what happened to me. So whoever's got to do it,
yeah,
it'll humble your ass. That's for sure.
It humbled me. I mean, positional punisher, sniper's unknown, but at the same time, you're doing it to grow. Like that's how I view it as a shooter. I'm not expecting to do well, and I'm definitely there to have fun, but I still want to do good, you know. But do I expect to do good? Do I think I'm a top 10 shooter? Probably not.
No. Well, you know, it's just go to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we got more scammers. All right, I got them on a 5 minute.
Blowing us up, huh?
No, not too bad. Attendance isn't a problem. A gap grind. The wait list is as long as the attendees list. Yeah, Joe M., you are correct. I heard that if you do not sign up for this thing, which I actually looked last year's, I couldn't find this year's yet. Maybe they don't know. But
how are they getting amateurs is, I guess, my question. Or are there just that many people with loose moral compasses? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not going to say. June 14th, and it was at like 9 a.m. in the morning is when you had to like be right on your computer to get in. Gosh darn it. You had to be right in there. You think people would have in order to even get in that match. So like as much as I want to shoot this thing, you know, the possibility of getting in this is going to be slim, but I really want to shoot it. Joe M's tried 3 years in a row and hasn't gotten in. Yeah, so this thing is one of the, I guess it's one of the biggest ones out there, this Pro-Am deal, Gap Grind Pro-Am.
Well, I'm hoping we get in it.
I know. We got to be on our toes with the thing.
I guess we're both pros, so we got to figure that out too.
Well, that's the thing is we basically can't even shoot the match together.
Yeah. Maybe we can squat together.
Yeah. It'll be fun. So I don't know. Let's see. Gap grind is on my list for this year. Nice. Eduardo's going to shoot the gap grind. Let's see.
There's another pro. What are we going to do?
Yeah, another pro. That's going to be the tough part is finding with the kind of going back to that again with all those restrictions. You are definitely making the field harder to even find. You're going to be basically driving over to Home Depot or driving along the freeway or somewhere just to pick your shooter on the way to the
I need somebody on this chat that's not considered a pro to give me a call.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you do it?
Oh, Ryan's looking at King of the 1 Mile.
Whew.
Nice. That'll be cool. That would be fun.
I have a buddy that does ELR, and God, you talk about a money pit.
Can you move 3/4 of an inch to your left? What the hell is it? You're messing with someone's. Where the hell did they go? Let me do this real quick. I'll make it even worse on them.
There you go.
There you go. Now I centered up. Let's see. Oh, it's Otter. What's up, Otter? That's in Texas, I believe.
No, now my wife's throwing bunny ears up.
Oh,
trying to protect her from being on.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We didn't get much comments on that one part. The whole rules thing. You know what? 99% of it is if you even have the ability to shoot the thing, you should just consider yourself lucky.
Yes, I think that's it. And maybe someone will mess up, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. Even if they messed up and misclassed me, I don't think I could shoot if they classified me at amateur. I wouldn't be able to live with it.
Eagle Eye shooting hasn't started. It hasn't opened up yet. This is a thing where they set a date and time, and then all of a sudden, whatever that date and time is, you got to be on your computer, like ready. You're just basically waiting.
It's like those Cyber Monday sales.
Cyber Monday sales. It's like waiting on eBay, hoping your thing's going to close because you got to buy it, kind of thing. Like it's on. To your left, the other left. You talking about this way? I don't want to be in the center. I'm showing off my cool trophy over here. That Jesus.
What's in that tea?
Just tea, unfortunately.
Liquid waffles.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep poor old Otter upset. What? I'm gonna sit here right here.
My wife says you should put some Baron-Jaeger in there.
Some what? What?
Baron-Jaeger?
What's Baron-Jaeger?
Oh, it's delicious liquor. Tastes great in tea.
It already is. Tastes great. Tonight is
sponsored by what? Pure Leaf?
Tonight is Milo's. Milo's. Sorry, can't read.
And the sweaty,
Milo's sweet tea.
And
I need to quit it. This is the third day that I've tried to wake up and just drink water all day. That like works till I pass the door of my bedroom, walking to the refrigerator. I'm like, dang it! I gotta wait till tomorrow. Son of a. Gators are great for when Wendy's gets the wrong order. There isn't even alligators in Florida. I was there like 14 days and didn't see one damn alligator. We were talking about this earlier. That's why.
Yeah, before the chat.
Yeah, I had to say it. Of course, there's alligators. They're on vacation when I come to Florida. That's all.
Yeah. Them and pythons.
Yeah, I didn't see any. I did see the iguanas, but I didn't see any pythons. Didn't see any alligators.
I was at a restaurant today where they had iguana on the menu.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a there is a Instagram channel of these really pretty ladies that shoot a bunch of iguanas down there in Florida and do all sorts of hunting all over the world. Yeah, if they ever need a camera guy, I'd help out. I'd sign myself up. What's up, Patty?
Almost like that Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, those iguanas are huge.
We're looking for 2 oil boys. The closest town is back that way.
Patty's doing well, hopefully. Let's see. Pythons are adorable. I don't know. Never got to see one.
Yeah, we're going to try shooting them.
But that's right. Trying out the 25 Creedmoor for this year. Whipped up some secret sauce in that caliber. Yeah, I know. Kenny's got more laser beam 25 Creedmoors. That is going to be the perfect Hunter
Projectiles
series.
are a little expensive.
Ugh, shooting is expensive. Can you actually find 25 Creedmoor bullets?
Yeah, they're not hard to find. Eduardo was telling me about the 22 GT shooting 90,
Really?
90 grain.
Jeez, what's the point of that? What is the point of that?
Laser beams.
I would just rather shoot it. I don't know. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Let's see. Thanks, Ozzy. Steve. Laser beam and coyote, Rick. Joe M says. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. I'm just thinking that light bullet, out to some far, far distances wouldn't be as great as I was thinking. Burgers are all over the place. Somehow I have 3,000. What?
Yeah, but not 105 hybrids, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if anybody knows of anywhere to get 105 hybrids, let me know. I need some. I need like 500 of them.
I thought you needed 1,000.
Well, I do need 1,000, but hell, you can't be picky.
You can't be big.
500 would get me through
The first 2 matches.
the first 2 matches. Yes, damn. I'm going to need another barrel, too. Kenny, I need another barrel. They're solid as well. I have the VLD hunting. Oh, gotcha. No, I need the hybrids. Burgers. Hopefully tomorrow's interview goes well so I can get a python. Good luck, Abigail. Hopefully it does. Any other questions? How long have we been yapping for? Yeah, we're basically done with this. Oh! Gammon mill, I need those. Those are what I usually shoot. I can't find those anywhere. And I can prove it because I got an empty box over here somewhere.
What's he saying?
I'm not even going to tell you because then it'll be like if nobody's listening to the chat, they won't know unless they looked in the comment section. And I need those. Yes. That was exactly what I need. Whatever you got, I want. I'll buy them off you. Give me all of them.
You're going to do like the TikTok where they're doing their credit card swipe?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Yeah, I need the D-Tacs. You can't find those anywhere. Well, Sierra makes them, and Sierra's trying to make their own stuff right now.
I need 260. I bought a lot, but I don't have enough. I need 260.
How can we follow Dick? That sounds weird. KKKK.
Blackwatch Performance, or Blackwatch87 on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as Blackwatch Precision Rimfire Club. Also, Blackwatch Performance is my training company. It's also on Facebook. Soon we will have a website. I got to get with Brody. I'm sorry, Brody. I've been letting you down lately, bud. Killing awesome deer, though. So hopefully soon we'll have both the website and we'll have the funding page up. So I'll be able to share those as well.
Yeah. So I need some 105 hybrids. Anybody? And Gamma Mill. Need some D-Tacs.
There you go.
Patty, miss you too. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Let's see here. There you go. That's better, KK. Richard. Other than that, that was it. Hopefully you guys may have learned a couple of things that behind the scenes, there is match directors trying to make the best matches they can for you guys, trying to figure out what the best course of action is for whatever, issue may be at hand. And again, thank you to all of those match directors, whether PRS, NRL, anything that's out there spending their time, energy, and effort helping to make the availability of people to go out and shoot is a huge thumbs up. So I definitely appreciate that. And what else? Got anything before we get out of here?
No, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Make sure you thank your local match directors, ROs, and keep letting them know what you want. Like, let them know what you want to see. If there is a rule you have questions on, if you're not getting anywhere, you can always email me, blackwatchperformance@gmail. And look, I'll bring it up. I've done it for several people that don't even shoot my matches. So we'll bring up rules changes, rules questions, whatever you need, man.
No, for sure. And the only way to make things newer and better and to improve the sport is sometimes we need to change. Some of us people that have been around longer than most, we like the old ways of stuff and we don't want to change anything. But with progression or with, everything moving forward, there's going to be changes and we got to be able to deal with them and embrace them. But get the new shooters out there. Take somebody shooting that's never been, or take your nieces, nephews, and all that fun stuff that I normally say. But definitely promote the sport of shooting. If you have a chance, help out. You guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Take care. And we will see you on the next one. I will tell you that there has been less chats, but, sometimes I'm busy. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. But I would like to get some, if you guys know any individuals, maybe that are match directors or stuff like that, or maybe some sponsored shooters that you would like to see on here, but you have the availability to contact them, and we'll do some more fun interviews like we were doing in the past, get their thoughts. I know I have a special guest coming up. I don't know exactly when, but you'll see him. He's from Texas Jack 22, and a really cool guy, goes by the name of Chris, but we're going to get him on here. He is a fellow YouTuber, and hopefully we can show some love and support for his channel as well. And maybe you guys will go over there and watch his channel and maybe subscribe to him. So, you guys have a wonderful night. Adios. See you on the next one.